Hello, Gadies and Lentilmen. This is Taylor, and I'm doing another Twitter Topics video right now. And if you guys want to get involved in that, as you should probably know by now, unless you're brand new to the channel, follow me on Twitter, tweet me topics or questions when I request them, and most likely if you do it kind of fast after I tweet that out, and you have your good timing hat on, then I'll probably end up talking about it, and that's really cool. It's a good way for me to connect with you guys and answer your questions directly. So if you're interested in that, follow me on Twitter. If not, don't follow me on Twitter. It's all good. So anyway, let's read through the tweets. Random Hetero wants to know about parents in gaming and how I feel about underage gaming. By underage gaming, I guess you mean like people who are not teens yet playing teen games and people who are not 17 yet playing mature games. And I don't really give a shit. I mean, I don't really think anyone does. Nobody seriously thinks that violent video games cause violent actions. Like, nobody really believes that. Like, there's no evidence whatsoever. Like, I played violent video games my whole life. Like, a ton of violent video games. Way more than most guys. And as I'm walking around my college campus, it's not like every turn I'm like, oh, gotta resist the urge to kill. Gotta not want to pick up that cone and beat that guy to death in the back of the head. Like, no, that's not how it works. You don't get like that. Sociopaths and psychopaths are born that way. You don't suddenly become just a crazed lunatic like that from playing video games. Sorry, not how it works. My younger brother plays violent video games all the time, and he's 13, and he's good to go. Good kid, no violent inclination that I can see, but I don't know. Maybe I'll pay for that one day. So, next one, Eraserus. Who, aside from Paris Hilton, is your least favorite human being? I guess I'd have to say Snooki. Just because it's almost like she takes pride in the fact that she's known for being a stupid, vapid, intellectually bereft idiot. Like, she almost likes it. It seems like that gets her off. Like, she likes being famous for being stupid and for performing stupid acts. And I just can't even pretend to have any respect for someone who is so intellectually dishonest that they'll be like, oh yeah, I'll be famous. Let me just sell all my self-esteem and sell all of my self-respect down the river. So she's probably my least favorite person, just because, yeah, I mean, like, what has she offered the world that has made it better? No, really, tell me, what has she offered the world that's made it better? Nothing. Nothing that she's ever made has made the world a better place. Everything she's done in life has detracted from the overall quality of life for the rest of us on this planet. And for that reason, she's my least favorite person. So there you go. Next, Harris Agovic. What is your favorite animal and why? Well, my favorite animal is either the gorilla or the orangutan, just because I really like apes. I think they're so cool just because you can see how similar we are to them, because we're apes as well. And it's really cool to see how they, just live and have social interactions kind of similar to the ones we have, although much less intelligible, obviously. But it's cool, and it's also cool to see an orangutan or a gorilla do something that is just incredible on the spectrum of strength, and then just imagining wow, that thing has a lot of the similar muscles that I have in my body. It's just completely honed and built to be a destructive tank of badassery. I only wish I could be, but I mean, if it came between being a tank of badassery while having the brain of a gorilla, I guess I'm going to have to stick with my current body, so sue me. So that's my favorite animal. Tempry, TMPRY 5150, medical doctors giving out psychiatric meds, ! It is exciting, you're right. So, I really don't know how I feel about this, honestly. I mean, I've been to medical doctors who have given me psychiatric medicine, and the only thing that strikes me as excessive is the fact that there's very little process before actually getting a psychiatric medication like an SSRI or any kind of antidepressants or anti-anxiety medicine. It isn't difficult to get it at all. It's kind of like ADD medicine. Anybody can walk in there and make a case that they need this medicine. And so the thing about antidepressants is that, honestly, if you have a mild to moderate form of depression, antidepressants probably aren't for you, and that kind of sucks, but usually it's better just to deal with it than to take antidepressants, because antidepressants usually have about the same success rate on lower level depressions as placebos, and that's just the way it is. And placebos obviously have significantly fewer side effects. So honestly, I'm not against medical doctors giving out psychiatric medication. I'm just in favor of them being a little bit more stringent with it, because I know that the few times where I'd been prescribed psychiatric medication from a medical doctor, it was not warranted, and he did not do nearly enough research to warrant that prescription. So that's how I feel about that. The Kikeko, talk about the girl who died after a fight at school, 11 years old. I want your opinion on it. I'm going to have to look that story up, because I have no idea what that story is. Probably should have not read that. So sorry about that. Oh, what a coincidence. You submitted 2. The Kikeko for the second one, or I guess your first one. Talk about male being the dominant sex. I mean, I assume, and of course this is a ridiculous implicit assumption, since obviously this is what you're referring to, that you're talking about humans, because obviously males aren't the dominant sex in every animal. I mean, anglerfish, some species of monkey, lots of insects, females are the more powerful gender. And so I really don't know about that, but I do know that as humans, I mean, I guess you must mean physical strength as far as being dominant, but I really don't think that men are dominant to women. I mean, like, physically, yes, men are dominant over women just by virtue of the fact that we're much stronger and larger. That sexual dimorphism came out in our favor. So physically, we are the more dominant sex, but that doesn't necessarily make us dominant, if that makes sense. Like, if you go back in our history long enough, you'll see that as we've become more sociable, more cultural, more intelligent, and have evolved these more, I guess, advanced social constructs, we've realized that women aren't just, cattle to have our children every friggin' season. Like, women aren't just there to propagate the species. Women have lots of intellectual merit on their own. It's not just a man's world anymore. Women are just as intelligent as men, and I don't think anybody with any intellectual honesty could possibly debate that. Women and men are clearly on equal intellectual level. I mean, there are some really dumb men and some really dumb women out there, but for the most part, you shouldn't be assuming that you're intellectually dominant to anyone just because of their respective genitals. So I would say that I disagree with you saying that men are the dominant sex as far as socially in this day and age. At least in first world countries, in countries like Iraq, Afghanistan, the third world, I mean, women still have it pretty rough. But as far as first world countries go, I wouldn't say that men are the dominant sex at all. I mean, physically, yeah, but aside from that, I mean, it's 2012. Physicality doesn't really count for much anymore. It doesn't mean anything to be that strong. We have machines to take care of that shit for us. I mean, Jesus Christ, come on. So that's how I feel about that. If that didn't address your question correctly, I do apologize. Let me check the time on this. I think I rambled off on that for a while. Jesus. All right. Illusionary. Oh, that's clever. Illusionary. How to talk to girls with a period at the end. So I guess you don't want to ask that as a question. So, I mean, I really don't even know what to say for this, honestly. Like, if you're having that much trouble talking to girls, you simply just haven't been doing it enough. I mean, women are people just like you and I. They have thoughts and emotions and express them similarly to us. I mean, as for all the differences between men and women, we are much more similar than we'd like to say. That's just because, I mean, people like feeling unique. And if we can feel unique by differentiating ourselves by our virtue of gender from more people on the planet, it makes us feel special and unique, like we have a lot of problems that aren't, had by everyone. That makes us feel better. But just get out there and talk to girls, man. Just don't be afraid. I mean, the worst thing that can possibly happen is it's an awkward conversation. And it's not even like awkward conversations only happen with girls. You can have awkward conversations with dudes, too. I've had plenty of them. It's not pleasant. But, it's not worth hiding and living in fear just trying to avoid a potential awkward situation. So, hope that helps. So, C.S. Mienksi, or Connor Smienksi. God damn it, guys, get easier names. Wants me to talk about child abuse. I'm going to go out on a limb and be really brave and go ahead and say that I am 100% against child abuse. Against it. Not for it, against it. So if you are in favor of child abuse, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree, man. I mean, that's your opinion, and that's cool for you, but for me, I'm going to have to take the other position on child abuse and say I'm not in favor of it. So that's my stance. I hope most of you agree. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of Twitter topics. If you want more, please leave a rating. I would truly appreciate that. And yeah, that's all I got to say for now. I love you, and I hope you click on a video in the related videos tab, because hell, I'll be talking all goddamn day.